Welcome to Michigan Out of Doors. I'm Jenny Olson, and this week we've got another brand new show for you. I'll take you out on Saginaw Bay for some of those world-class walleyes. Spent a day on the water with some great friends, and we had a blast out there. Jimmy and the guys have also been working on some fun stuff for you this week, too.
That's right, Jenny. We do have a few more things that we've been working on this week's program. We're going to do something we've really only ever done one other time that I'm aware of on Michigan Out of Doors Television, and that is a story on geocaching. Now, I don't know much about it, maybe you don't either, but you're going to learn quite a bit about geocaching on this week's show. It's kind of a new way to explore the state of Michigan. We're also going to have sort of a hybrid viewer video. It's a friend of ours here at Michigan Out of Doors Television that we've had on the show before, and he's been taking a camera into the woods and onto the water. We're going to have that segment for you, and I tell you what, it's some of the best trout fishing that we've had on the show in a long time. Lots of good stuff on this week's show. You stay tuned. I'm Jimmy Gretzinger, and it's time for Michigan Out of Doors.
From the first spring rains to the soft summer breeze, dancing on the pine forest floor, the autumn colors catch your eyes. Here come the crystal winter skies. It's Michigan, Michigan Out of Doors. Someday our children all will see this is their finest legacy, the wonder and the love of Michigan. As the wind comes whispering through the trees, the sweet smell of nature's in the air. From the Great Lakes to the quiet stream, shining like a sportsman's dream, it's the love of Michigan we all share.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Greenstone Farm Credit Services, making recreational land ownership possible across Michigan and northeast Wisconsin. Begin your land financing journey at one of Greenstone's 37 locations or visit greenstonefcs.com. By Rosie Brothers. Located in Dryden, Michigan, Rosie Brothers has been serving Michigan for over 40 years. Specializing in outdoor needs, Rosie Brothers features Kubota tractors and equipment for use in farm, home, or commercial needs. On the web at rosiebrosinc.com. By Country Smokehouse, offering a variety of meat products. Country Smokehouse is located 3 miles south of I-69 on M53, just south of Imlay City. Country Smokehouse is a meat processor, a butcher, and a destination for sportsmen.
We all have one, that perfect spot. A special place we go to smooth out the ripples of the day. Our perfect spot is calling. Our perfect spot is Pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
Let's head over.
Morning.
Hey, good morning.
What's going on here? You got wrangled together some anglers?
Oh, this is a scary looking crew, isn't it?
This scary-looking crew is actually made up of a bunch of fun people. After a night at the Lucky Dog Fish Camp here in Sebewaing, the crew headed across the street to the marina and out onto Saginaw Bay for some walleyes. Joining Captain Jim Lucky Miller and his fiancée Kim were Rich Ghoulish from Pop's Loose Moose Deer Mineral, Dave Chevalier from Crossbow Warriors, Duran Martinez from Wild Michigan Radio, and his girlfriend Sarah Marie Smith.
Well, we're coming out of the Sebewaing Harbor right now and then running up through the channel. We got about a 2.5 mile channel here. They just dredged it all out. We're gonna fish. We're gonna run in where we caught fish last night. We limited it out in a spot I call the Bermuda Triangle for some reason. Anyways, we're gonna fish that first, see if we can get some active fish in there, and then if not, we'll run out. I got some fish I caught the other day in deeper water that actually run pretty nice size, and we thought we'd try to get some fish in the boat for you first, and then we'll head out deep and get some bigger ones.
All right, I like it.
At least that's the plan.
How long have you been doing this? Did you know how to fish when you met Lucky?
No idea. Never been on a boat. I've been doing it for 3 years, and the first time I drove this boat, he told me I looked like I was a drunken monkey driving a go-kart. True thing there, yep.
You've come a long way.
I have, yep. Got it under control now. As long as I can get him on fish, he's happy.
Oh, cool.
Well, Kim did her job and put us on fish right away. Lucky was just setting up when the action started.
Got our first fish. Looks like a yellow plastic one, Rich.
Yeah.
Duran, are you running the net?
I guess I am.
All right.
See some gold here. And
Yeah, he's there.
Woohoo!
Little Saginaw bait gold.
Woohoo!
What's going on?
Yeah.
That's been one of our hottest little lures the last couple days, is that white spider.
Ooh. Nice.
Now we got to make sure he's going to make it. Yeah. Oh, he's right on 15 inches. We're going to keep him.
Rich's first Saginaw Bay walleye was a keeper, just barely. Sarah was up next to bring in another one, and Duran couldn't be happier to see her bring in her first fish out on the bay, too.
I think probably the biggest thing about this trip so far is introducing new people, or not people necessarily new to the outdoors, but new to this type of fishing. Earlier this year, I took Sarah out on the Detroit River for her first, jigging the Detroit River for walleye, which is a completely different experience than fishing the bay, and it's all about getting somebody new in the outdoors.
Very nice.
Sarah picked up on this trolling technique right away. Duran says his Wild Michigan radio show is geared towards educating folks about all the different things there are to enjoy in Michigan.
We had Captain Miller on talking about walleye, talking about Saginaw Bay, learning along the way what these guys are doing, so maybe if somebody is out trying it for the first time themselves, they have a better idea. It's a show that the guests make the whole show because it's about instruction and learning, and it's been a learning tool for me for like the past 9 years.
Well, it's a good thing Duran was up on his fishing skills because Captain Lucky was into the fish and needed a hand getting them into the boat. Dave and Rich pulled in a double header with not much time to celebrate.
All right, no time to waste, though. We got another one on, eh?
Yeah, we've got to get back.
Nice job, guys. Lucky, you found the fish.
We're on them.
They don't call you Lucky for nothing, hey?
Here's one right here. It's a good one. Oh, it's a white bass. Oh, there it goes.
I'm 0 for 2. It's
What?
okay. It's as long as everybody else is catching, I'm good. This is,
You like to release,
because it's not about me. It's about everybody else getting fish, and
like to release
that's what
them.
yeah. Just we saw what it was, and that's pretty much all that matters right now.
There you go. Got it.
Right.
Streak's over.
You got one in the boat.
Finally. I figured we'd wait for the biggest one for me.
Well, yeah.
I'm a giver that way, and no, Lucky's putting us on some fish, man. It's a beautiful day. We've got sunshine, which is odd, but not too much chop, and still we're catching fish.
There's probably 30 million of them just like this swimming around out here somewhere. I can't imagine the number of fish that this water produces day in and day out, and you can go out there the next day and do the same thing over again. It's amazing.
And that makes 4 in the box.
Oh, you got a clicker?
I do.
Jeez, you're
right there.
professional.
Over the years, we've had Lucky on the show, but not on the water. He owns Countryside Kennels, where he breeds and trains dogs. He says walleye fishing is just something he's always loved to do.
Well, it's when we weren't training dogs, we were on the water, and one thing led to another. In the course of the last several years, we kind of decided, hey, let's do this, and it's something we enjoy, and it's really caught on great. We're having a ball out here. I've got a great group of clientele that want to come and go fishing, and we got a beautiful harbor here that we fish out of, and we're really having a lot of fun with it. So we're still training dogs, and we still breed and sell lab puppies, but this is something we phased into, and it's working out real well. Oh, who can't love a day on the water? I mean, you got your friends. This group we had today was just so much fun to be out there with, and it's exciting to catch fish. You go out and fill a freezer full of walleyes. That's a lot of fun.
What do you think of all this, Rick?
I love it. It's great experience. I love being out here. I'm big in the woods and all that. Don't do a lot of fishing, but man, it's just wonderful to be out here in the summer doing this. Yeah, it's
Cool.
great.
What a perfect day out on Saginaw Bay. We were blessed with some nice summertime weather, just enough wind to give the water a little chop and keep the bugs off us, a group of fun-loving people to keep us laughing, and a great first mate and captain to find us a nice batch of those famous Saginaw Bay walleyes. These folks all became friends by running into each other at outdoor trade shows and expos over the years. It's a close-knit group in the outdoor industry, and even though Rich and Dave have hunting-based businesses, they broadened their horizons and joined their buddies for some fishing today, and what a successful day it was. It's days like this that we all look forward to here in Michigan's Out of Doors.
Just outside of Roscommon a few weeks ago, a big group of geocachers were having a road rally, and I was tagging along to learn just what this was all about. And to be honest, learn just what is geocaching and how did it get started.
It originally started out in Washington State. A gentleman named Dave Ulmer buried a 5-gallon pail and filled it with some goodies, just some can of beans, a DVD, some trinkets, marked it with the GPS, and then put it on a Yahoo chat group for his buddies to find. They were GPS enthusiasts. And then after that, it's grown worldwide since then.
Loading up their handheld GPS units, these folks would be hitting all sorts of hidden spots across a 200-mile trip. Some folks would do all of them, and some will just do a handful. It's really up to the person how hard they want to go.
And this is our road rally newspaper.
Okay.
We hand these out here at the start, and they got a little blurb about what's going on, some 101 tips. When they open up the paper, and the inside are the coordinates for all the caches. A little description on them. Some are goofy, some have a little history, lost town history, CCC camp, stuff like that.
And so this is everybody will get one of these?
Yep, everybody will get one. And then in the back, we have our game board. This year's Trivial Pursuit.
Nice.
So they'll find that each cache is numbered.
Okay. And how long have you been doing this?
Oh boy, over around 10 years now.
Really?
Yep.
And what is it about it that you like so much?
Just outdoors. Just getting out, getting active. Taking the kids out. The kids love getting muddy, running through the woods. It's a good time.
I would be hitting the road with Tim and Marie Woodcocks to go check some of the 50 caches the Road Rally crew had set up. We had them linked from our handheld unit to the car unit, and so the car would get us turn-by-turn directions to get us close, and then from there, we would go on foot to find the stash.
And these usually get you how close?
Like I said, they usually get you within 15 or 20 feet on a good day.
Okay. But you don't know what size this one is either, right? Okay.
This one doesn't look like it's too far off the road, so 30 feet.
I have to say, this really does sharpen your GPS skills, and I just wonder how many of these I have walked right past in the woods.
Oh, jeez. Boy, that's hidden pretty well.
Well, yes, that is a nice job. And this is a pretty typical geocache because it's brand new.
Okay.
This is the kind of stuff that you'll find in it.
All sorts of little knickknacks.
That's what makes it good for kids.
Yep.
Is it the treasure hunt aspect of it. And this is one of the requirements that geocaching puts on us, is everyone has to have a logbook. Ta-da! So we get a blank log, so we get to...
And what do you just put your name or something?
Well, we're going to put first to find on there, and then we're going to put our catching name.
Not really knowing much about geocaching, I have to say I really learned a lot. This sport does get you to many areas of the state that you may never have gone to before. And the folks at this event were happy to meet each other from all around the state who share their passion.
Well, we've got a community here. They get to stay for free. Camping is free. And we've had a few small gatherings, just meet and greets and some lunches. But today is the road rally. So it's a combination of a poker run. But instead of hitting restaurants or businesses, we're going to be hitting containers we've hidden. And then the road rally portion is we've run all the routes in a history. It was a minivan. We've gone to another Jeep, so that way I can run maps. My partner can drive, but that way we give them the map so everybody can go out there. Just about any vehicle can go on these trails.
How many items are out there, and will people try to get all of them? Just a few? How does that all work?
Well, we'll have folks that will try to get them all. Our game's designed for any level, so if folks want to go out and find 10 and come back and relax, they're more than welcome to. We will have groups that will go out of here with the information, and they'll go all night, and we won't see them again until they found them all. So it's with the sport of geocaching, you can do whatever level you're comfortable doing.
Well, most of us can understand the thrill of the hunt. Many of us use our handheld GPS a lot in our outdoor adventures, and this is really just a slightly different way to do many of those same things. And what I liked about it is, well, it's getting folks to use and experience the out of doors.
Well, it's about the hunt. We're using a $1 billion satellite system to find ammo cans and Tupperware in the woods. It's about just going out in the woods and experiencing. At first, when I was doing geocaching, I'm an outdoor enthusiast, but I found areas around here, lakes, ponds, creeks, ghost towns, I never knew about. And I still probably wouldn't know about without geocaching. There's caches all over the state of Michigan and all over the world. There's a good chance wherever you're at that you're within a quarter mile of 4 or 5 of them. Kids love it. It gives them something to trade. So they're going to open that up, and there might be a Hot Wheels. There might be some fun glasses like we got this year that say "Get muddy, have fun, mud run," and so they'll trade that stuff in and out. So the kids have trinkets to trade. Every cache has a logbook, which you need to sign, and then we also encourage you to go online to sign, because then the people who own that cache get an email about it, and you get to share that experience with everybody else who looks at it. So half the fun with this is next January there's not something going on and we're kind of bored and we're looking for inspiration to keep going for next year. We'll look at read all those logs, and it just warms your heart.
We're not doing this one?
No, we're not doing it.
Well, some of these caches have a degree of difficulty that is a little bit tougher. Since we didn't want to wade through the water to get inside of this culvert, we decided to pass on this one, and we did find some other geocachers along the way. It was a great new way to experience the out of doors.
Oh, it's absolutely getting people outside. And it's a tech-savvy way to get people out and moving. So they're using technology they're already using, they're already comfortable with. So that way you can get kids out and about. You know, they're sitting there looking at their phone. Well, they might as well be looking at their phone, following the arrow to head to a geocache.
That is a great point. Whatever we can do to get more folks to experience the great outdoors, well, it's just one more step in helping to ensure that we have it for years to come here in Michigan's Out of Doors. Well, that geocaching is something a little bit different, and it might be something that you want to try yet this summer with your kids or some friends. If you're going to be out exploring the state of Michigan, there are caches all over the state, and it kind of leads you down some roads and some paths that, well, probably you'd never would go to without doing that. So, might be something you want to check out. What we're going to do now is shift gears, and we're going to show you, I guess technically it's a viewer video, but this guy takes his camera into the woods and onto the water a lot, and we were more than happy to share some trout fishing with Brandon Nutt. A few years back, I met Brandon Nutt. Brandon is a young guy with a passion for the outdoors, and he is trying to figure out a way to make his passion his occupation. I tagged along with Brandon on the trout opener, and we had little success, but Brandon is on the water a lot. And fortunately, a lot of the time he has a camera in his hand. So when he and his buddy Dalton Jacobs recently hit the water, Brandon was able to capture this day on the water and share it with us. Dalton started by running us through some of the gear that he'd be using today.
Now right here, I'm using 2 ugly sticks today. I'm using a 6-foot one. It's a medium action for my thunder stick. And for crawlers, I'm doing it for no particular reason, but just other than the fact that I like the fight of the fish on these ultralight rods. This is a ugly stick GX2. It's an ultralight 4'8".
So with a couple ugly sticks in hand, Dalton eased his way up this West Michigan creek. He had 2 tactics that he'd be using today. One was a simple crawler.
So when I fish with night crawlers, I really like to focus on what seems natural to the fish. You just don't want to stick a glob of worm in a little ball and think it's going to work. You got to make it look very natural for them. So what I usually do is dress it a few times, kind of hide that hook, and give it a pretty natural look when it's floating through the hole.
Other than the crawler setup, the other was a tried and true body bait that he'd be throwing.
A Thunderstick Junior made by Storm. I really like the orange and a little bit of yellow tint pattern, especially on these brighter days. I mean, It could be true, it could be false, but bright day I like to use a bright lure, and this is called a Mad Flash pattern. It's their UV paint, and it seems to be working really well as opposed to some of the Rapalas I was using. I got it for $4.95 somewhere, where I used to spend $8 to $11 on a Rapala.
Well, whatever bait you choose, the real trick is getting it in the right spot over a fish that is willing to play, and that is exactly what Dalton did.
Looks like a nice little brown here. First cast with a crawler. Definitely not the same fish. He definitely inhaled that crawler. Sometimes you just get lucky and put it right in front of him. That's a nice brown right there. These little guys sure got some energy in them. Another small brown. This one's not quite a keeper.
As they worked the small stream, Brandon explained to me just what his outdoor media venture, BNO, is all about.
Well, BNO is Brandon Nut Outdoors. It's an LLC. I am the owner of that. I got a couple guys that work for me, and I got a cameraman that does great work. Pretty much what we do, just like Jimmy, we go out and we hunt and we fish, and we also film other people. We record everything with several camera angles. And basically what I tell people is, what I like to say it is an outdoor media production team. And pretty much just young guys chasing our dream. We all work full-time jobs, so it's tough to, you know, we got to work with weekends and then the weather's not right. And we put a lot of money into it and a lot of time. It kind of takes up most of our money from our day jobs. So, but we're pretty much just chasing our dream, and we love videos, we love cameras, we love the outdoors, so we're trying to put it all together, and pretty much the final outcome we're looking for is to air on television. So.
There's a good shot of him right there. Where I'm at, I release all the fish I catch except on trout opener, and you can tell it's been really paying off for us.
There are many small streams across West Michigan that small, lightweight rods are a very useful tool. One more tool that I had not seen before was using crayfish oil to sweeten the offering.
Sit tight a minute. I'm going to reapply some of this crayfish oil. We're going to get back at him because he didn't get any teeth on my thunder stick here, so he'll be coming back for more. There he is. It's really tough to get in the water right here. Like I said, it's steep bank to bank. Looks like another beautiful brown. I'll have you walk over here with me. It's got some beautiful color on them. A lot of gold, a lot of red. Spots look like they're almost Sharpied on. That's pretty awesome.
So you may be wondering, why would I want to promote a young guy who wants to get his videos on TV? Isn't he the competition? Well, to be honest, the way I look at it is like this. The more outdoor TV shows there are, the more folks value the outdoors. And the more people that value the outdoors really helps us all. I want the outdoor lifestyle to be something that lasts here in this state and beyond. Whatever we can do and whatever you can do to help promote the love of the outdoors, well, all the better. So to all the guys out there with cameras in hand, we wish you the best as you chase the passion that the outdoors so readily delivers. Well, there is a lot of brand new stuff coming over the next few weeks here in Michigan Out of Doors. I was recently out of the port of Ludington doing some fishing up there with some veterans, saying thank you to them. I was also out on the water with some younger guys that were catching snapping turtles by hand. You won't want to miss that. We're going to be in the Upper Peninsula next week doing a few stories, also out on Beaver Island chasing carp. Lots of stuff happening right now in the state of Michigan. Make sure that you're joining us next week on your PBS station. And if we don't see you in the woods or on the water, we'll see you right back here next week.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by the Michigan chapters of Safari Club International. For over 40 years, SCI has been protecting hunters' rights and promoting wildlife conservation here in Michigan and around the world. SCI chapter locations can be found on the web at firstformichigan.org. By Pictured Rocks Boat Cruises of Munising, exploring Lake Superior's Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore with its sandstone cliffs, caves, waterfalls, and lighthouses. Pictured Rocks Boat Cruises on the web at picturedrocks.com. By Propane, Clean American Energy. Propane retailers promote the safe use of Michigan-produced gas energy in homes, farms, and businesses across our great state. Learn more at usemichiganpropane.com. By Vanguard, a global manufacturer based in Michigan featuring rifle scopes, binoculars, and spotting scopes with lifetime warranties. Vanguard supplies sporting optics and accessories for the outdoor enthusiast online at vanguardworld.com. Closed captioning is provided by the Michigan Propane Gas Association, Clean American Energy. Propane realtors promote the safe use of Michigan-produced gas to outdoor enthusiasts across our great state.
When I wander far away, a dream stays with me night and day. It's the road that leads to my home state. I am a Michigan man. Changing seasons paint the scene like rainbow trout in a hidden stream. The white tail